We are going to start with the pickling. So I've already prepared the jars. There's 4 jars and they are in here. We're going to boil this water, then bring it down to a simmer in order to sanitize the jars. And we're doing the same with the lids here. Now we're going to start with our pickles. We're going to scrub off the cucumbers and then we will chop them and prepare them to go into the jars. For our pickles today, we are going to do spears. So we're going to take mini cucumbers, like this. We're going to cut off either end. Cut the cucumber in half and then cut those in quarters. Because these little cucumbers are a little long, I'm also going to cut off about 1 inch of the end. You can eat those, put them in a salad, whatever you want. It's just delicious cucumbers. You want about 12 to 16 miniature cucumbers. Now we're going to make our pickling juices. So you'll need a medium-sized saucepan, water, vinegar, sugar, pickling salt, and spices. We're going to start by adding 2 cups of vinegar, 2 cups of water, 2 tablespoons of granulated sugar. Pickling salt is different than regular salt, so you want to make sure that you have a very coarse grind salt. 1 and 2. Marvelous. Now we're going to put this over heat and let it boil. And make sure that you give it a good stir so the salt and the sugar will be dissolved in the water and vinegar. Our jars have been boiling and they are now sanitized. So we're going to use a jar grabber to take them out of the water and make sure you dump any water out of the jar. And you want to lay these on a clean, dry surface. So I've put out a clean tea towel over in an area that doesn't have too much draft coming through, because you don't want them to go from being super hot to then being cold and cracking your jars. So you have to be very careful when you're canning that you don't get any cracks, or else the delicious food that you're making will be ruined. I'm going to let these cool for just a minute or so, and then we will add the seasoning into the bottom of them and we'll be able to start making our pickles. Now we're going to take our jars and put our spices in there. So for aromatics today, I have dill. I'm gonna put that flour down in there. And I have pickling salt, which has mustard seed, coriander seed, and some bay leaf. And we're just going to put about a teaspoon in each jar. I also have some more dill here I'm gonna put in. And don't forget, crucial part, my favorite, is a piece of crushed garlic. Now we're going to pack our cucumbers in. Fit as many as you can, but make sure that there is a bit of room at the top for airspace. So now we're going to take our jars and we're going to put them on this rack. The reason we have the rack is because we don't want our jars to go directly on to the burner. You always want to have something protecting your jars from the bottom of the pot. You can use towels or fabric, but having one of these is not too much of an expense and it really does make a difference. Now we're going to lower the rack into the water, and the water should just come up and over your jars like so. Now we're going to cover them up. And we are going to let these go for 20 minutes. Okay. Now they've had their water bath and we're going to take them out of here and place them back on our dry surface.
Oh, I think you did it. I think you did it.
I hope so. So after you've taken these out of their water bath, you're going to put them in a place that is, again, not too cold, and you're going to let them sit for 24 hours. And you may start to hear pops within the first hour or so, but just leave them be for a full 24 hours just to fully ensure that the seals have been secured. Once your pickles have sat for 24 hours and you can see that they are completely sealed, you're going to want to put them in your root cellar or pantry and let them sit for 1 to 3 months before opening. They'll taste better the longer you leave them. And happy pickling! I hope you have fun. I had fun and a frustrating time making these pickles, but I'm excited to eat them. I wonder if they'll have a smoky flavor after cooking them on my wood stove. Who knows?